going to do a
Chubby Body Challenge!
Yay! We are going to answer the questions about Neo-Realism. And now moving on to the procedure of this game.
So the rules for this game is that you have to take a piece of paper which actually has questions regarding Neo-Realism, and you have to try and answer it. And if you fail to do it, you have to eat this marshmallows and put it right inside your mouth. And for the next questions, you have to talk while having the marshmallow inside your mouth. However, if one person could not answer it and another person can actually explain the answers, those who can't explain have to eat this marshmallows. So let's get started. So, who's gonna go first?
Olin.
Olin? Okay, I'll go first.
Okay. Is this how to create peace according to Neo-Realism?
You know the answers?
I think I know the answer. So how to create peace according to Neo-Realism? In order to achieve peace according to Neo-Realism is by the presence of balance of power that is filled by the bipolar system. The bipolar system is more stable, also provide and ensure peace and security better than multipolar system. It can also reduce the possibility of wars, not wars, but conflict between more powerful countries, and that will also reduce the possibility of wars between those countries.
No.
Okay. Okay, it's okay. So we have to eat this.
Eat that!
But since she talks about peace, it's important. So peace for the world.
So I'm going to take this
Yes. Okay. Moving on. Who's gonna go next?
Your
Me?
turn.
Okay. So, who is the originator of the Neo-Realism and in what year this view was born?
I hope she doesn't get that wrong.
Her phone is ringing. I mean, notifications. Okay, I know the answers. So the originator of Neo-Realism is called Kenneth Waltz. In 1979, he released a book regarding international politics in which he explains regarding the modification of realism, which is now called Neo-Realism. Eat, guys!
No! I don't want to
I
eat
haven't
that.
even answered anything.
I'll take the strawberry one.
Okay.
Now my turn. Okay, so what is Neo-Realism? Do you know this?
It's basic questions.
Yes.
Neo-Realism is a theory of international relations that more focus on the structure of system. And the Neo-Realist believes that every country is trying to be equal or to exceed other country's power.
So that's what is Neo-Realism. I
We
wasn't clear
shouldn't
before.
clap. We have to eat this. No.
Yes, that's true. Okay, I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna get strawberry. Look at my cheeks.
Okay. So I'll take one. What are the basic assumptions of Neo-Realist view? I know this. Okay, wait. The basic assumption of Neo-Realist view. Okay, actually the Neo-Realist have the same basic assumption as its predecessor, which is the realist, and such as human beings are essentially selfish. It's just that there is a difference between these two, which is the non-systemic approach. And the non-systemic approach says that who took all the blame for all the chaos that is happening in international communities is the actors, and the actors, it refers to the states, which is the main actors, and human nature. That's it.
She got it correct.
Again.
So right now, the one who's losing is actually Leonie.
Just wait.
Eat
I'm
that.
going to
Eat
win
that.
this.
Eat that. Okay.
hear clearly and speak clearly.
So,
Your turn.
She wants to go first.
she's.
Okay,
I
so
cannot wait to
ambitious.
win.
let's see this. What is the main agenda of Neo-Realism?
Do you know this? I don't know.
I know.
Really?
I don't know actually.
I know the answer.
She knows the answer, so I'm gonna give her the chance to explain.
So what is the main agenda of Neo-Realism? The main agenda is
Do you know this? Please don't.
Forgot. Oh my god.
I know.
Okay.
The Neo-Realist refers to the new concept of security, which is stated that the high level of safety will be highly dependent on the global world.
And we should clap.
Got it
Oh
right.
yeah.
Let's take
Actually, more than-
another one. So right
I
now,
want the chocolate
currently, in my mouth, there's like 3 marshmallows, and I have to add this one again.
I have two.
So this is going to be my turn.
And she's gonna get it right. I'm gonna
No.
What distinguish the Neo-Realism and the classical realism? So in classical realism, the things that makes conflictual is the state, while in Neo-Realism, the things that makes conflictual is the international system, that is anarchy, where there is no supreme authority of the state.
This is when you're French. No. She
And
gets
now
right again.
she's winning and we're losing.
Oh.
Another one.
All in
Oh my god. This is so full. My mouth is so full.
Look at my cheeks.
You guys going to your mouth.
I'll take this one. What affect the conflictual in your realism? What the? What is this?
I'm going to win.
Okay guys, so it's like
before.
she's the smartest in the group because she's the one who's answering all of it right now.
Someone know this? I don't even know this. What is this?
Okay, so what affect the conflictual in Neo-Realism? The things that makes conflictual is international system. Why? Because the international system is more focused on the structure of the system, and
She forgot. She forgot.
The things that makes conflictual is the international system, because international system is held by human as a policy and as a control policy, that if the human is set a right policy and making a right decision, the international system will run smoothly. But if the human is wrong in determining the policy, then the international system will fall apart. Simple as that. Am I right?
Okay, let's eat 2 and then we'll say Chubby Bunny. And the one who can't answer it clearly will lose. 2.
Two. Like two.
Because it's the last question.
Oh my god. It's really full.
I'm gonna say
What are you talking about?
Chubby Bunny.
Chubby bunny.
Chubby Bunny.
Chubby bunny.
I can speak. You can hear me, right?
So I'm the winner.
I'm the winner.
Yeah.
So an example of a case study regarding Neo-Realism today is the conflict between Israel and Palestine. So let's check this video out more to explain more regarding the conflict.
When I did my graduate studies at the Middle East Institute at Columbia University's School of International Affairs, I took many courses on the question of the Middle East conflict. Semester after semester, we studied the Middle East conflict as if it was the most complex conflict in the world, when in fact, it is probably the easiest conflict in the world to explain. It may be the hardest to solve, but it is the easiest to explain. In a nutshell, it's this. One side wants the other side dead. Israel wants to exist as a Jewish state and to live in peace. Israel also recognizes the right of Palestinians to have their own state and to live in peace. The problem, however, is that most Palestinians and many other Muslims and Arabs do not recognize the right of the Jewish state of Israel to exist. This has been true since 1947, when the United Nations voted to divide the land called Palestine into a Jewish state and an Arab state. The Jews accepted the United Nations partition, but no Arab or any other Muslim country accepted it. When British rule ended on May 15, 1948, the armies of all the neighboring Arab states, Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, Transjordan, and Egypt, attacked the one-day-old state of Israel in order to destroy it. But to the world's surprise, the little Jewish state survived. Then it happened again. In 1967, the dictator of Egypt, Gamal Abdel Nasser, announced his plan, in his words, to destroy Israel. He placed Egyptian troops on Israel's border, and armies of surrounding Arab countries were also mobilized to attack. However, Israel preemptively attacked Egypt and Syria. Israel did not attack Jordan and begged Jordan's king not to join the war. But he did. And only because of that did Israel take control of Jordanian land, specifically the West Bank of the Jordan River. Shortly after the war, the Arab states went to Khartoum, Sudan, and announced their famous three no's: no recognition, no peace, and no negotiations. What was Israel supposed to do? Well, one thing Israel did a little more than a decade later in 1978 was to give the entire Sinai Peninsula, an area of land bigger than Israel itself and with oil, back to Egypt, because Egypt, under new leadership, signed a peace agreement with Israel. So Israel gave land for the promise of peace with Egypt, and it has always been willing to do the same thing with the Palestinians. All the Palestinians have ever had to do is recognize Israel as a Jewish state and promise to live in peace with it. But when Israel has proposed trading land for peace, as it did in 2000, when it agreed to give the Palestinians a sovereign state in more than 95% of the West Bank and all of Gaza, the Palestinian leadership rejected the offer and instead responded by sending waves of suicide terrorists into Israel. Meanwhile, Palestinian radio, television, and school curricula remain filled with glorification of terrorists, demonization of Jews, and the daily repeated message that Israel should cease to exist. So it's not hard to explain the Middle East dispute. One side wants the other dead. The motto of Hamas, the Palestinian rulers of Gaza, is, "We love death as much as the Jews love life." There are 22 Arab states in the world, stretching from the Atlantic Ocean to the Indian Ocean. There is one Jewish state in the world, and it is about the size of New Jersey. In fact, tiny El Salvador is larger than Israel. Finally, think about these two questions. If tomorrow Israel laid down its arms and announced, "We will fight no more," what would happen? And if the Arab countries around Israel laid down their arms and announced, "We will fight no more," what would happen? In the first case, there would be an immediate destruction of the state of Israel and mass murder of its Jewish population. In the second case, there would be peace the next day. As I said at the outset, it is a simple problem to describe. One side wants the other dead. And if it didn't, there would be peace. Please remember this. There has never been a state in the geographic area known as Palestine that was not Jewish. Israel is the third Jewish state to exist in that area. There was never an Arab state, never a Palestinian state, never a Muslim or any other state. That's the issue. Why can't the one Jewish state the size of El Salvador be allowed to exist? That is the Middle East problem. I'm Dennis Prager.
So after watching the video that we showed you, let's discuss this case study based on a Neo-Realism perspective. So first, this conflict keeps on going continuously because Israel is one of the most strongest actors in the region. In a Neo-Realism perspective, rational actors inside have a great benefit if they have a larger territory and they get to influence other territories in their region. This is why Israel and other regions are competing with one another. In Neo-Realism, it is believed that power is the most important thing in showing the existences of a country. The concept of power in realism indicates that one of the most important elements in the material power itself is the region. This shows the competition between the actors inside, including Israel and Palestine, in order to expand their territories and to increase their own country's interest. Second, Israel has their own national interests, which causes disagreement with Palestine and other countries in the region. For example, with Israel building relationships with the United States to improve and enhance their economic stability and also their military, Israel will become more stronger and it's almost impossible to stop them. Israel is currently building areas for their Jewish people in the land owned by the Palestine. This led to the Palestina to acquire, This led to Palestina to acquire their independence in order to secure their land. Therefore, both countries are fighting for their national interests. In Neo-Realism perspective, the national interests of Palestine will most likely be ignored, as Israel holds more power and they're using the relationship with the United States to gain their goal, which is a relative gain in Neo-Realism. And third, with Israel working together and building relationships with the United States, it's unlikely for them to be stopped. As also, USA, as in the United States of America, they keep on interfering in the conflicts in the Middle East. Therefore, Israel will be more dominant as USA continuously will interfere with that problems in the Middle East. That marks the end of our Chubby Bunny Challenge regarding Neo-Realism. We hope that through the questions given, you will understand the basics of Neo-Realism itself. And we still have a couple of marshmallows left. Do you guys want some?
No.
No thanks? Okay. Okay, so please like and subscribe and comment below.
I hope you enjoy it.
Yes, I hope you enjoyed.
Bye. See you next time. The reference that we use for answering this question.